let's talk about the real reasons why you are gaining weight on HRT. Now, I get it. It can be so unbelievably frustrating because one of the reasons you've probably gone onto HRT is because you gained weight during perimenopause and you're thinking, brilliant, this is going to fix my issues. And then, lo and behold, 3 months later, you're 10 kilos up, you feel puffy, and you do not know what to do. Make sure you watch this to the end because I'm going to tell you all the reasons why you're gaining weight on HRT. Now, what I will say is in the first 3 months of going on to HRT, it is quite normal to gain some fluid. And especially if you go on to a significant dose quite quickly. But it should settle down. So if it hasn't settled down for you, there's more work that needs to be done. So here's the reality, ladies. This is probably not what you're going to want to hear, but it needs to be said. There really should be some prep work done before going on to HRT. You need to ensure that your liver detox pathways are nice and open and happy because that's where you actually break down and metabolize your hormones. If you've got sluggish liver, sluggish bile, then guess what? You're going to have hormones that become out of balance because you're adding more hormones in. That's more of a burden on the liver, which is already burdened, and you're going to get backed up. And then you're going to have hormones like estrogen that recirculate back into your system. Secondly, you need to make sure your gut is nice and healthy. So again, this is where we excrete our hormones. Our estrogen gets dumped into our gut via bile, and then we excrete it when we go to the toilet. If you're not pooping daily, you are not getting rid of that estrogen that you're putting into your body. Thirdly, you need to make sure you've had some testing done. The amount of women that come to me because they've gone to the doctors and they've been put on HRT and they've had no testing done whatsoever is crazy. Now, yes, it is true that it is hard to test hormones when you're going through perimenopause because certain hormones can be up and down. For example, estrogen can shift around like a crazy roller coaster. But what I find with many of my clients is that actually many of them need progesterone before they need estrogen. And what often happens is that women get put onto both estrogen and progesterone, and in perimenopause, their estrogen is normally high with big spikes and their progesterone is declining. So now you're putting more estrogen into the system, it's not really helping. So my best advice is get proper testing done. Look at how you're metabolizing and breaking down your hormones and get some baselines of where your hormones are actually at. And with the right guidance, you can find the right times to test. Well, that brings me to the final point. If you are full of inflammation and you add hormones in, you are just going to become a watery mess. So whilst doing the HRT part, you need to do the other pillars. You need to reduce inflammation, support gut health, open up detox pathways, and do the testing to make sure that you're on the right doses. And make sure that when you're on HRT, you are testing every 6 months to look at your levels. If this has resonated with you and you finally feel like you've got some answers and you want more support, you can jump onto my newsletter. I also have a free guide, 5 Steps of Thriving Through the Menopause, that I can send you. And you can check out the link in my bio for all different things that I do and things that I share for free to help you thrive through menopause. If you'd love to be on my newsletter, let me know in the comments.